If your pet had a pet peeve, what would it be? The mailman still showing up every day, after clearly telling him that he is not welcome here. The audacity. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. Seeing any of the bottom of the food bowl. Yes, seeing the bottom of the food bowl is apparently a dire kitty emergency. Especially at 2 a.m. Monsieur. My dog hates that raspberry sound people make with their lips. He will charge across the room, jump in my lap, pretend he's going to bite me, then lick my face, then glare at me. If I do it again, he will leave the room. Monsieur, somehow he leaves the impression he has gone to call someone and complain. My cat hates the sound of someone blowing air. Even if it's not reaching high, Monsieur, he hates being blown on so much that if he even hears the sound, he comes running to glare at whoever is doing it. This is the same cat that complained meows every time someone sneezes. So much angst. People who show up unannounced. That's one of mine too. She does. Actually, my cat does not like when I play air drums. When I do, she comes over and sits on my feet, or gently places her paw on my hand. Asterisk, please stop. Human. I'm trying to sleep. Asterisk. Human. Human. The fly got away minutes ago. Stop batting at the air. There's nothing left to catch. She does. It's when I touch her toes. It's not fair. They look so touchable. My dog lies down with his legs pointing backwards, making his rear look like a cooked chicken. So I grab his legs and yell, "Chicken legs." Let me tell you, he does not like that. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Your dog's legs look like rotisserie chicken. The wife and I moving our legs in bed. He growls and adjusts like a crabby old man. It's hilarious. Like it's his bed. My cats need all the doors and windows open at all time. God forbid you try to shower or shit with a closed door. They will be throwing their full body weight at it repeatedly. You open the door, they walk in, look around and walk out. Try closing it again, and they freak out again. Doors between rooms. Doors that lead outside. Doors leading to my neighbors' houses. All doors in the entire world must be open at all times. I have found my cats screaming outside of my neighbors' doors multiple times, trying to get in. They know they don't live there, but the fact that this particular door is closed is apparently an affront to their entire existence. It's pouring rain outside? No, the patio door must remain open. The fact that the floor is getting flooded is inconsequential. My role in my own house is that of a cat butler, opening doors for cats. My kitty only hates closed doors when we're on one side and he's on the other. He will sit outside and cry and scratch. And when we finally open it, he runs up looking like a sad abandoned child and he wants all the pets. Lol. It's actually cute but can be a pain in the ass when we lock him out of the bedroom for sexy times. And he scratches at the door the whole time. But if we don't lock him out, he wants to investigate what we're doing and gets a little too close to the action. LMAO. Her human turning the light on in the room she is sleeping in. Corollary. When I decide to play 10 minutes of Candy Crush before bed. If I sit up in bed and pull out the tablet, my dog leaves the bedroom to sleep in the living room instead. My doggo hates Crocs. We'll try and take them and bury them. Monsieur, essentially doing a public service. Not getting enough attention and then getting attention. Yes, it's a cat. Pet me, pet me, pet me. Nom, stop petting me. Nom, why did you stop petting me? Haha, I just realized that is his literal pet peeve. Mr. Kitty loves his jeweled collar, with its faux jewels of different colors gleaming in the light. He wears it proudly. However, he refuses to wear any other type of color. It's got to have multicolored jewels, or he MROWs in protest to anything else. It's called fashion. Look it up, human. My dog has a sensitive butthole and refuses to poop on a lawn unless it is cut to the correct length and has a proper grass consistency. He's got refined taste. Sue. You drop this Sue. My friend's cockatiel gets mad when you don't let him play with your feet. Cockatiels have a weird foot fetish. No, seriously. Google it. Cockatiels are so much personality stuffed in a tiny fragile body. I had one growing up that loved seafood and landed on the table during dinner. Grabbed a lobster claw-like thing and tried to run off with it. Of course, her run was more like an awkward waddle because the lobster claw was almost 2x her body length. Raised cockatiels. They are interesting. My friend still has one of the ones I raised. He's quite a character. His favorite is barbecue chips. I didn't raise him that way. That's entirely on my friend. When I pluck the fur clumps, it's so satisfying though. My cat 100% has a pet peeve. It's when I call her the baby, like I'm talking to a baby. Tippy. Who's the baby? Quote. Then she angrily flicks her tail and runs off. Have you ever told her she's the baby? Maybe she hates it because the question has been hanging unanswered for so long. I do. I follow it up with Tips the baby, and she hates that just as much. My cat hates when I don't cuddle with him on his command. Like he would chase Emmy to the bed and start aggressively meowing and rubbing his head on my body. Then proceed to plop his 6 kilograms body onto my chest and demand more affection. I get yelled at all the time for not petting him enough. My parents have a cat like that. When he wants his damn pets, he better get them. He crawls into your laps and nuzzles you face and hands and body to get the pets himself if he has to. Anybody being in the pool. He fell in when he was a puppy and since then he has barked and growled at people who get into the pool. If you go underwater, he jumps in and tries to help you, but ends up scratching you with his claws. He is a purebred German Shepherd, and a big one at that. Edit. My other German Shepherd, Husky mix, does not like the water and won't get in any further than his front paws unless you basically bribe him with a ball. And even then he may not. Edit 2. I had no idea that other people had the same quirks with their doggos. Same with my German Shepherd mix. He runs around the pool barking and will try to save the kids by pulling them to the edge. I bought him an orange shuck-it ball that he only gets when we are swimming, and now we have peace. For my cat, Mother does not feed me whenever I demand it. Instead, she only feeds me twice a day. For my dog, there are people outside my house, on my street, in my neighborhood, and Mom won't let me chase them, monsieur. Closed doors. This is my cat Philip. He will bang my hall door for hours if I don't stop. Hi monsieur, it's actually my pet peeve too, because he wakes me up at like 5 in the morning trying to get out. Not cool. He hates snapping noises. If I snap a few times in a row, he'll snort and stomp his foot at me. He's a rabbit, by the way. I read snapping turtles and thought it was quite understandable. Oddly specific, but understandable. Me. Found that cat owner. When I eat and don't share my human food with hi monsieur. A moving laugh. Any sign of movement not contributing to stroking is a sign of an imminent catastrophe, prompting immediate execution of emergency procedures. Emergency procedures involve evacuating to the arm of the sofa until the lap has stabilized. After assessment, it may be recolonized. People existing outside our home. How dare they? The vacuum cleaner. My cat leaves the room immediately when that thing goes on. We had 2 cats growing up. One saw the tumble dryer as this diabolical monster that would surely kill her and would disappear. For the entire day, whenever my mom started doing laundry, she would hide in our attic in the deepest, darkest corner she could find. The other saw it as a warm and comfy thing to sleep on top of and would be lulled gently to sleep by the vibrations. My current cat is completely unfazed by the vacuum, and my dog tries to attack the evil sucking monster. Being sneaked up on? He is deaf. How do you wake him up or approach him? I've seen videos where owners blow on their deaf dogs. I also have a deaf dog. Mostly we just frantically wave at him to get his attention. But if he's sleeping, we'll very gently rub his back to wake him up so we don't scare the shit out of Hi Monsieur. If he's standing looking away from us, we just walk into his line of sight so he can see us before we pet Hi Monsieur. When my beagle started losing her hearing, we would stomp the floor hard enough for her to feel it. And then she would turn around and look at us. If she was sleeping, we did the same thing as you, gently rubbed her back or start petting her until she woke up. One thing we would do just because her reaction was funny is we would make her favorite treats: tuna sandwiches with toasted bread, beef jerky, pretty much anything that was stinky, and set it in front of her nose and let her wake up to it. It was like her nose woke up long before her body did, and she would go straight from sleeping to munching on some goodies with a confused look on her face. Had a deaf cat many years ago. The rule was to wake him with a gentle touch on his shoulder. Never touch the hindquarters. That feels like an attack. Used to have a deaf cat. To wake her up, we would grab a cat treat or wet food and put it near her nose. She was awesome. My dog hates other dogs. Being around them is bad enough. But what's even worse is when she sees the family paying attention to other ones instead of her. She'll sit in the corner of the room away from everyone and give you the side eye, something fierce. Won't even think about acknowledging you until the other dogs are at least 10 feet away. I love her. She's my princess. But she can be pretty bitchy sometimes. I read this as, if your pet peeve had a pet peeve, what would it be? Quote, I was really confused when people started talking about cats. Your username. He did. It was having fewer than 3 points of contact with whatever surface he was standing on. Also, getting water in his eyes. Just to clarify, he was a bearded dragon. Cat being picked up or getting her belly touched. Also, me singing at her. On the plus side though, whenever I want to play with her, all I have to do is lay on my belly and hum the Jurassic Park theme song. She'll crouch into hunting position and slowly creep her weight to me until she pounces and bats my face with her claws, and so I know she's playing. And I laugh, and we then break out bouncy balls and play a game of soccer. For the dog, when someone pets the cat rather than giving her attention, she stands up and looks at you indignantly, which is a dog's pet cat petting peeve. I guess makes it a pet peeve. He keeps pushing me away from his computer when I'm trying to rub up against it. How dare you not be in bed by 8:30 p.m. Probably me constantly calling her chubby and touching her fat rolls. My mom's cat doesn't like me calling her fatty either, but she still steals food, leaving food in the bowl. I don't mean my cat will eat all his food, but he will slap his bowl over until it spills. When he wants to finish his food, he carefully picks the pieces up with his mouth and sets them back into the bowl to eat. Oh, and he hates ducks. Why do our walks have to end after only 2 hours? That's my wife too, not just pets. My dog has a ton of pet peeves. She can't stand the guitar, dislikes being hugged and touched in general, and dislikes being in water. Even with all her dislikes, she's adorable, puts up with hugging even though she walks away as soon as possible, and looks so sad during bath time but stays still and lets it happen. She's a good girl. Being told he is fat. Not sure why, but he flips his shit when the word "Losky," fat in Finnish, is said to Hi Monsieur. He is a 3-year-old German Shepherd. If you breathe on his nose, he will snap at you. Sweetest dog ever. Other than that, meals not frequent enough. Should be spaced no more than 15 minutes apart. When this does not happen, he naps irritably in protest. My dog actually has one. Anyone hugging, kissing, or otherwise touching my mom, who is his favorite human, he goes apeshit over that. All 8 pounds of Hi Monsieur. People pulling her wrinkles. My dog has a big pet peeve. Anytime we go through the back door and don't let him follow, they get mad that he has to use the dog door. Cat. Me moving my feet while sleeping. She places her paws on them. Stop it, human. I is sleeping. Dog. Not being allowed in the kitchen when the humans are eating dinner. animals that are hard to kill. Having his feet touched. If he's laying down and you come near or are touching his feet at all, he groans and will move to the opposite side of the room. Like, how dare you? Quote, "Thank you so much for watching and have a good day."